Turn this light on though. We need a little extra light in here, folks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alrighty. What do we have going on here? Welcome back to the stream. Actually, let me hit y'all with a little introduction. So this is gonna be a quick one. Just wanted to hop in, say what's up. I'm gonna finalize the winners. My microphone is over here. We're gonna finalize the winners from yesterday. Take a quick poke around the market. Then I'm off. Got some meetings today. Got some content I gotta film. Some trading content. Been way behind in trading content. So we're gonna knock that out today and a bunch of other stuff. But let's get into it. Let's take a peek. Let's get back to the charts. Alrighty, so, oh my god, my neck. Oh. Hold on, I'm getting blasted. Alrighty, so I want to start with this. Let's just go to the daily. Per usual. So we had this trend line support that had a nice test here early in the morning, like perfect retest of this. And we're in this node, right? So I had this price target lower from yesterday, right? We front ran a little bit, ended up kind of delaying this move and having a perfect retest of that trend line. So yesterday, if you recall, and my notes aren't pulled up, I'll fix that later. I'm not even gonna fix it for now. But if you recall in our planning session, right, I called out this trend line as the possible retest area. And you can see that it was touched basically to the penny. Pretty crazy that you could predict the future with lines on a chart, but hey, there it is, right? We're also inside of a node here. Large amount of players are accumulating in this space. So keeping long bias, right? You could have had a resting long here on the trend line. You could have had a resting long down here. Obviously, if you had your long down here, it wouldn't have got you in. We still have higher lows and higher highs. Okay, so here's our higher low. Here, yesterday's low was not swept. Prior day low was not swept in this uptrend. Okay, so still pushing higher. We had a nice little, if we add our session volume profile here, let this load. Come on now. Come on now. We came and traversed all of this. So it got very, very close. You can see that the POCs are starting to line up on ES though. So let's take a look at NQ. NQ, right now we have this nice kind of naked POC retest. Pretty close, right? We came and tapped this node finally. Okay, so the trend line wasn't a perfect retest of the trend line. We bisected that line a bit. But we did come down into this node here. Okay, so we have the POC, this node. It's not a very, there isn't a huge amount of bias here around this session's POC, to be clear. Okay, but nonetheless, there is that statistical data point, and then we have a very skewed or stretched out session overall. And now we're moving higher. So the play there, right, the A trade this morning was definitely just longing off the trend line, very brain off trade. If you're not playing the trend, I really don't know what to tell you at this point. You know, just play the trend. It's one of the easiest plays that you could have been doing in the past, you know, few months. Is just going long. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna belabor that point. Let's take a look at platinum. My boy Platinum. Platinum's doing a little ranging thing on that. Let's do the 4 hour. We do have another data. Let me see there. let's see. Get rid of that. This here. All right, so I want to see how we do here. I guess we gotta wait for this weekly to close again, unfortunately. So we are getting some top wicking here, right? So we had this level here, this level on the weekly that we came close to. I want to see how we do on this. My live chat is broken. I can't see if you guys are talking to me. Let's see. There we go. I fixed it. So I've been using a volume profile indicator that separate RTH and extended hours volume profiles are both significant. Yeah, you want, the way that I do it is just settlement open 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. is how I do my session volume profiles. Keep it standard. And then the way that I think about every day is a narrative, right? There's a daily narrative. So around EU Open, we know there's gonna be an injection of volume. Things are gonna happen around there, and then RTH, some things are gonna happen. So that's how I'm thinking about the market, is as a daily narrative. So I don't really need to separate all of these individual sessions, to be honest. The more you zoom out, the better you'll have a picture of what's going on, right? That's why I start every day just by looking at the weekly, right? We're going to all-time highs, okay? We're pushing up, the target is all-time highs, we're very close here, right? And so if you're trading like every day in your strategies and basically saying, hey, I'm assuming we're gonna go all-time highs at this point, you're overcomplicating it. It's a really easy sweep. Even this consolidation here. So we had this chop on the weekly, right? But we're pushing up to all-time highs, and we have been for a while. So just playing the trend. It's kind of been the play. You know, it's been beating that drum for a few weeks now. Today, my daily plan today is, because I have a very busy morning, I'm gonna look for something in the afternoon, and then probably just chill. Keep it simple, nothing too crazy. Just want to get on here and do a few minutes of stuff. You can see that I'm look a little dingy right now. I was up on the roof getting a little morning workout in. I'm gonna get to the studio, get some work done. Good morning, good morning. How's it going, man? How is it going? We got Paolo in the house. What's up, what's up? Any questions? I'm gonna get off here in just about 12 minutes, guys. I just hopped on real quick. It's a pretty busy week. Tomorrow, I'll make an announcement in the Discord, but we'll do a 7:30 session tomorrow, and then next week I'm gonna try and just map out my schedule, my stream schedule for the week ahead of time, and I'll give it to you guys. But I had to play this week by ear just with the amount of stuff going on. I have a lot of different partners and things that I'm meeting with. It's pretty hectic. Got 4 hours of sleep last night, not about to trade. Yeah, very wise. Would not take any trades. Bum, bum. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading our Discord chat. Anyways, let's take a look at gold. Gold futures. Look at that. Okay, this is magic. Go watch my stream from yesterday where I talked about gold briefly, and I mentioned that this line was very likely to become support, right? It was previously resistance. I don't know why it's so off like this. Doesn't really matter. But we can see how this trend line, or the trend of this line in general, okay, went from resistance to support, right? And we have this node right here. This is like a perfect representation of how confluence plays out, right? So we have a little auction right here, okay? This is something that's worth doing a video on, okay? But, so we had the prediction that this resistance would become support. It did. And the reason why that's a very high probable case is because of this shelf here, right? So they traverse this auction, they run out of players at the edge of this auction or around the edge, right? And we're able to snipe the exact price by aligning it with the trend line, and that gives you a nice little long opportunity. So really, really good example of confluence using technicals, a very simple technical indicator, which is a trend line with the volume profile, right? And aligning those two things together. Now you could say, Forrest, what if you didn't have the volume profile? What if I just had the trend line? You could do that, right? You 100% could say that, but here's the thing. We know that this doesn't always happen, right? And so that extra layer of confluence gives you that certainty of it happening in this case. And it gives you a trade idea that's higher probability versus well, it just might happen, right? So just want to call that out, the power of confluence. Confluence gives you certainty, right? And certainty should turn into leverage, right? So the more certain you are, the higher leverage you can be in any individual trade, right? It's not enough for something to just play out. You want to match your risk to your certainty, right? It's a really, really important concept in trading. So let's take a look at the 4 hour here, both charts. Okay, we have I don't know why my volume keeps disappearing. Okay, nice little bottom wick, right? Red wick on the NQ. On ES, we have a green, nice high volume bottom wick off of this trend line here lower. I'm not looking for much today. Let me look at the schedule for, what's up, Amir? Data today, and there was a few things that we had today. Okay, we had our 10 a.m. data already come out. Yep, came through. And then tomorrow is Wednesday. We've got non-farm employment change. Okay, and then Thursday and Friday we're on holiday schedule. So let me move this. Ugh. Window management. There's something else. So if oh wow, that's a pretty good deal. It's got this email from My Fund Futures, 50% off any plan, any size for the first month. Use code TRADEEDGE if you want to get an account. Run it up. Run it up. That's a pretty good deal, actually. 50% off might be the biggest discount that they've done in a while. That's pretty crazy. I think a few firms have good deals going on right now. Retesting this line here. My visible range volume profile is not loading. Let's get that to reload here. So we're coming lower. Let's go to a lower time frame. Let's check out the 15. So on the 15, retesting this line, we have a very D-shaped volume profile. So let's see if we range up higher again or if we start to crack lower. Imagine that we're gonna range here, right? Would be my anticipation at this time of the day. Dude, I hate when it just takes over my screen like that. What is going on? Let's look at ES on the 15 as well. Very diverged between the tickers though. Okay, pretty solid divergence. Let's see where we are. So relative to the session mean, right, or where the major magnets are in the session, we can see here that we have a nice D-shaped normal distribution on ES, and on NQ we have more of a B shape, right? So we have a skinny belly above, and then we have our lowercase b shape. So there's some divergence here. If this is going to crack higher, this needs to start to retest this imbalance from yesterday, and then this would basically just traverse its auction. Divergences like this are basically a flashing warning light just on the session, right? So you want to be careful when the tickers are so diverged, at least with how I trade. Is there opportunity there? Sure. But I'm not gonna take that risk here, right? Because basically what is happening here is if this traverses its range, it's gonna come down to VAL or retest the trend line. If this traverses its range, it would come higher, right? But we can see it's cracking lower. What I want to see is once these start to converge and they hit their next support area, then you'll have like a high quality trade idea right there. For now, I'm gonna let it shake out, do its thing. Top G, what's good? Can we consider the green bottom wick on 1 hour ES as a signal candle or not? Because we're basically close to POC and not at an edge. Let's see here. This 1 hour bottom wick here. So the issue with this bottom wick is, as far as an A setup, no, it's not an A setup long. Is it a good long? Was it a good long off the trend line, right? And traversing this node, yes. Okay, so there's a level of just understanding kind of like what cards are in hand. But this was a good trade here, taking this long here with the confluence with traversing this node here, okay, and longing off of this line, because the trend line gives you really tight risk. You assume it's going to respect the trend line. You have your stop just at the prior day lows here. Okay, so this is where your stop is. Okay, this is where your trade entry is. So your risk is very tight. So that's a good trade. Is it an A trade? No. But that's fine, right? That's fine. It's still very tight risk. You're playing the auction, right? You're playing where people are positioned, and you're playing the trend, right? You have to also remember that it's okay if you zoom out far enough and you play the trend, your risk doesn't have to be that tight. It can be. But if you're ever buying a down candle or a low in an uptrend, right, you essentially have a good buy, right? So there's a level of perspective. If you're just trading the session, then yeah, you want to think more about, you know, trading the actual edges of the session. But this is an edge, right, of this session, but it did not sweep this low necessarily. Wicks are just candles at lower time frames. They are. It's technically true. Just seen your videos, bro, and that's amazing, G. But your editor going slow, so why I'm here, bro. I worked with a lot of traders right now. That's why I know how to grow a trading channel. So what you think? I mean, I don't think anything. Show me your portfolio. I'm results driven, so you know, you show me your work, you prove to me that you actually, you know, had a material impact on somebody. But saying, hey, I can do better is it's easy to say. Anybody can say that, you know. Literally anybody can come into my chat and say the same thing. Like, I need proof. Send me an email. I get inundated, by the way. I probably get 30 to 40 emails a week of people saying that, by the way. So I'm not trying to put you down, by the way, but like, I get a lot of messages of people trying to charge me money to do, you know, probably mediocre work. So if you're actually good, we'll see. Something will happen. We'll see. My editor's not slow either, so be careful. This is sales 101, okay? You either want to identify pain, you either want to identify or create pain, right? And then you want to have a solution for that pain, right? You want to solve solve it, right? You want to make someone's life easier, and people generally, right, are only interested in things that help them. Okay, so the mistake you made was your pitch was a little off. My editor's not too slow at all. I'm the slow one, right? So I have a lot going on, but my editor turns things around pretty quick. I've been working with my main editor. I have a few editors, people that I use, but yeah. And then your second mistake was not sending me, your work. Must I know who he's talking to? Nah, I mean, it's whatever, dude. I don't take it personally. Everyone's just trying to figure it out. He's shot a shot. Everyone's just trying to figure it out. But I'm a very straight shooter. I'm gonna let you know. I'll tell you what. My investment portfolio is crushing it right now. That is very nice. Absolutely on fire. In a good way. Dumped a lot of money in on the way up here. So, you know what's funny to me? I got a lot of phone calls from people, friends, family, when the market was like down here. Everyone was freaking out. Should I sell my entire portfolio when we're down here? And it's like, no, this is when you should be buying. This is when you should be buying. It's crazy how susceptible to emotions people are. It's like, we know you should buy the lows, but when we're actually in the moment, people fail to, actually do what they're supposed to do. Completely. In many ways, not just in trading. It's just such a simple concept. Just buy the lows, sell the highs. For reference, by the way, we're still coming up to all-time highs. So I'm going to be long biased until ES sweeps all-time highs, or we get a weekly close that, shows me that we're reversing. You can see here, right? So this was that weekly doji candle that I took a swing on, that I was looking for this PT2, right? And then they front ran me at this edge a little bit. So I'll be looking for a higher, a signal candle with a bigger body, right? For any type of reversal is what I'll be looking for. This wasn't a bad little shot though, right? But that's what I'll be looking for in general, as well as significant movement in the VIX, right? I want to see a VIX probably over like 24 or something again. All right, well, just want to do a quick stream, say what's up to y'all. I appreciate y'all. The winners from the giveaway will be announced later. Let me I'll drop the form again for this week. If you haven't signed up for this week's giveaway, go ahead and fill this out. If you want to get account at My Funded Futures, use code TradeEdge. Get 50% off any account right now. You start, growing your prop trading account pool. That's it. Sign up for the giveaway. The giveaway will be done on July 4th. Okay, so we'll have. I'm not gonna be on stream necessarily. I'll drop the link, maybe just as a post as well. But I mostly want to focus the giveaways on people who join the stream. So. Thanks for joining really quickly. I know my schedule's been erratic. Sorry. I'm going to try and come up with an actual stream schedule. I just have a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyways, enjoy the day, y'all, and catch you later. Yesterday won an account. Yeah, your account should be coming through shortly. All the winners, all the